Michael went and whispered in James Brown's ear and said, "Prince is in the audience."
Michael Jackson and Prince were two of the most iconic artists in music history, but behind their success, there was undeniable friction. Private recordings, backstage accounts, and past interviews all suggest that their relationship was far more complicated than many fans realized. And once you hear Michael's own words about Prince, it becomes obvious this was about more than ordinary competition. For Michael, it felt deeply personal. In the private recordings reportedly linked to the sessions for his Moonwalk autobiography, Michael spoke very openly about his feelings. He said, "I don't like to be compared to Prince at all. He was so rude, one of the rudest people I have ever met. Prince is very competitive. He has been very mean and nasty to my family." Michael continued by saying, "I have proven myself since I was real little. It's not fair. He feels like I'm his opponent. I hope he changes because, boy, he's going to get hurt. He's the type that might commit suicide or something." Those remarks are what make this story so surprising. For years, people viewed Michael Jackson and Prince as two legendary performers simply competing at the top of the industry. But these recordings indicate that their issues with each other ran much deeper than a normal rivalry. At the same time, will.i.am has spoken about the long-standing tension between Michael Jackson and Prince, connecting it to a famous moment during a James Brown concert in the early 1980s. During the performance, Prince almost fell on stage after grabbing onto what he believed was a secure prop. The incident reportedly left him frustrated, with Prince later believing he may have been set up, while Michael Jackson eventually became associated with the situation. As time passed, that event turned into one of the defining stories attached to their rivalry, and it is still frequently mentioned whenever people discuss the complicated history between Michael Jackson and Prince.
Type in Prince, Michael Jackson, James Brown. And after this show is when Prince thought Michael Jackson sabotaged him, because while Prince came on stage, he held on to this light pole, and then he thought that light pole was a sabotage, and he fell into the crowd and almost hurt himself. So Prince thought that was a move from Mike, and you could see Michael on, because James Brown was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got somebody in the house. Michael, get up on stage, Michael. Come on, Michael." And Mike gets up on stage, does his little thing.
He also remembered an unexpected conversation involving Michael Jackson and Prince, explaining that Michael once had a strong reaction to the idea of attending an event where Prince would be performing as well. According to him, Michael held a very unfavorable view of Prince at that time, and believed there had been ongoing tension and previous misunderstandings between them. At the same time, will.in tried to calm the situation, telling him that things were probably not as serious as they appeared, and encouraging him to see the situation in a more positive way.
I was like, "Okay, so why don't you come? I'll be rocking with Prince like around 12:30. "Oh, I can't go to that." I'm like, "Why?" "Prince is a meanie." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
"Did you say meanie?"
He's a meanie. I'm like, no. He's really nice, Mike. He's like, "No, you don't understand. One time."
You gotta talk to get him going, Brandon. Sorry.
I'm like, "No, he's really nice, man." I like, "No, you don't understand, Will. One time he tried to run me and my mama over with a car."
Oh, damn.
I'm like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm telling you. They always put me against him." I'm like, "Listen, it's different now. Why don't you just..." He'll be really happy to see you. "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call Ruth." I'm like, "Yo, Ruth, Mike wants to come see Prince tonight at the Rio."
Okay, who's Ruth?
Yeah, who's
Ruth was Ruth was Prince's right hand.
At the same time, he mentioned another detail involving Quincy Jones, explaining that Quincy reportedly backed up certain parts of the story.
I was like, "No."
His comments added further credibility to what Michael had previously said, giving additional support to Michael's version of events. He then implied that the situation was becoming easier to understand once all of those pieces were put together.
Mike at the same time, he's like, "Listen, you wasting your time with Mike. Ain't nothing ever gonna come out." I was like, no, I don't think you understand. Mike came with me to see Prince perform. "You did what?" I'm like, "Yeah, he came to see me perform with Prince." He's like, "Well, if you got Mike to come see you perform with Prince, well then, man, I think you moving something."
Yeah.
One time, Prince tried to run that nigga over with a car. I'm like, "Are you serious?" That's what Mike said. He was like, "He ain't lying." "I need you to do me a favor, will.i.am. Go on YouTube, type in Prince, Michael Jackson, James Brown.
Teddy Riley also recalled an unforgettable backstage story that has resurfaced over the years, involving Michael Jackson, Prince, and James Brown during a live performance. According to the story, Michael spotted Prince in the audience and quietly brought it to James Brown's attention, which immediately changed the atmosphere of the event. As the situation unfolded, things became more intense when Prince tried to leave the stage but found himself caught in an unexpected incident involving a prop he believed was real. In the end, the entire situation turned into a chaotic and memorable moment that further added to the long-standing stories surrounding the rivalry between Michael Jackson and Prince.
Michael said, after he did his thing, everybody went nuts. Michael went and whispered in James Brown's ear and said, "Prince is in the audience." He said, "What? Prince is in the audience. Oh, I got somebody else out in the audience. He's a new artist." He said, Prince is in the audience. And Prince came up. And he was on the bodyguard, came up, and everybody's like, first of all, you could have walked up there, but Prince, he could have walked up there. It would have been better received. Because everybody now is like, who's this mother sucker?
But this is before Instagram, though.
This is way before.
Michael Jackson also mocked Prince's awkward moment at a 1983 James Brown tribute show in Los Angeles. During the performance, the Purple Rain star reportedly mistook a papier-mâché lamppost for a real one, causing him to fall into the crowd. Michael later reacted by saying, "He made a fool of himself. He was a joke." Meanwhile, in an older interview, Prince addressed the long-standing discussion about supposed tension with Michael Jackson and made it clear that he never viewed their relationship as a rivalry. He also responded to rumors linking him to a Michael Jackson music video, directly speaking on the claims. In the end, Prince shifted the attention back to his own work, explaining that his true focus has always been making and performing music rather than getting caught up in public stories surrounding him.
There was never any rivalry between you and Mr. Jackson?
Not to me, no.
Okay. So I love the story of you, there's all these Prince, I'm sorry. That's the guy you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's the story of you turning down Bad.
Well, that Wesley Snipes character,
right.
that would have been me. All right, now you run that video and your is. Now I said, who gonna sing that to whom? Cause you sure ain't singing it to me. And I sure ain't singing it to you. So, right there we got, right there.
It's so weird now. You were made out to be this weird Mr. Disney and you're married. He's this man, you're like a married man.
Well,
play it.
There again, hopefully the press will get to the point where we'll it'll be a law where you have to tell the truth. It won't be about speculation. I'm a musician.
Wesley Snipes also looked back on how he became involved in Michael Jackson's iconic Bad short film, speaking about the long-standing stories surrounding how the role was ultimately cast. He addressed rumors that several well-known names had been considered for the project, including reports that Prince had at one point been connected to it. At the same time, Wesley shared his own recollection of that period, explaining how everything unfolded from his point of view, while he was still a young actor building his career.
One of your first big breaks was you were cast in the Bad video, Michael Jackson's Bad video.
Michael Jackson, yes, sir.
And I have heard that you got a role as a young actor unknown that was possibly they were considering Prince for in that Michael Jackson was considering Prince for in that role. I don't know if that's true, if that's just a rumor.
Yeah,
have you ever heard that?
Me and Prince were auditioning together, and I blew Prince out of the water.
Yeah.
For that role in Bad. Prince actually, Michael had told Prince that he had the role, and then he met me.
Is that true?
This is a true story.
Okay, because you just lied about your birthday, and so I don't.
No. This is a true story.
Right.
And Prince actually was considered the lead character in the Bad video.
Right.
And Michael met me and then kicked Prince to the curb.
Right. Well, here's something I'm curious about. Michael Jackson, when he met you, because you were playing, he thought that you were in a gang.
Yes,
is that
he
right?
did.
He really thought you were in a gang.
Unfortunately, he did, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. He really thought I was in the gang. He didn't know that I was a trained thespian.
Yeah. Were you staying in
from the
character the whole time? Is that?
Meanwhile, Tavis Smiley recalled a behind-the-scenes story about Quincy Jones attempting to bring Michael Jackson and Prince together for a musical collaboration. He explained that both artists kept calling Quincy separately, each wanting to know whether the other had already arrived, yet neither was willing to be the first person to show up. Their pride eventually turned what should have been a simple meeting into a tense standoff before they finally met in person. In the end, the situation became even more heated when Prince discovered that a particular lyric was connected to Michael, prompting him to immediately walk away, further revealing how serious the tension between them had become.
And so Quincy invited Michael and Prince to his house one night to get together to talk about doing this song together. And the phone rings and it's Michael on the phone, and Michael says to Q, Quincy, is Prince there yet? And Q says, no, Michael, he's not here yet. Okay, Michael hangs up. Phone rings a few minutes later. It's Prince. Prince says, Q, it's Prince. Is Michael there yet? And he says, no, Michael ain't here yet. Prince hangs up. I'm not making this up. This happens for minutes. It goes on for minutes. Michael's calling, seeing if Prince is there first. Prince is calling, seeing if Michael is there first. Nobody wants to sit and wait on the other. And both of them in their limousines driving past each other in the neighborhood, but nobody wants to be the first one waiting on the other. And finally, Q says to Michael, stop this, man. Come to the house. Let's get this conversation started.
Then, during an interview, Morris Day spoke about the constant comparisons between Michael Jackson and Prince, two legendary artists who influenced an entire generation in very different ways. Both achieved worldwide fame, but people frequently measured their careers and styles against each other. One became known for his incredible stage productions and outstanding ability to entertain audiences, while the other earned recognition for creating and maintaining control over nearly every aspect of his music. Over the years, those ongoing comparisons gradually evolved into what many people viewed as a rivalry.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but Michael Jackson is always put on a pedestal. But around the Purple Rain time, Prince and Michael Jackson were kind of neck and neck.
Absolutely.
Because, Michael had Thriller.
Yeah.
Prince had Purple Rain. And he had the movie on top of that. So he was a movie star. And Purple Rain, the sales were up there with Thriller. And I guess the two of them had a rivalry.
They did, but I think they kind of squashed it. I remember Prince told me that he went and met with Michael at some point, and I guess they talked about some stuff. I always thought that was an interesting comparison. I think that they were on the same level as artists, but I think Michael was straight entertainer. Well, Prince did it all. Prince was the entertainer, the writer, the producer, everything. So to me, I just thought that made his worth, and not to try and take anything from Michael, don't get me wrong, one of the greatest that ever walked the planet, but I just thought that Prince as a rounded, was the whole package.
Right, he was a musician, a songwriter.
He didn't need anybody to get him from A to B to Z.